everybody, this is Mandelyn Reese, and this is the Street Angel Show on T-Radio V Hollywood. I am a little bit overwhelmed at this time with good feelings because I'm like, wow, this is actually happening right now. I'm sitting here at an official, amazing studio in the middle of Hollywood, and I have my own show. The fact that this has come about is incredible. And I have this really cool angel calendar. It's called Messages from Your Angels Calendar. And it's by Doreen Virtue. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me? Yes? Okay. And today, January 12th, 2016, the message that came up today on this calendar, we remind you that despite all appearances to the contrary, everything really is okay in the end.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that cool?
That is pretty cool. Perfect message to start your show, right?
Yes. I cannot hear myself, just to let you know. But it's really cool because we're going to be talking about heaven in a little bit, the afterlife. And that's why it's really cool that it says it's going to be okay in the end. Because we have a story. Anna Julia is here as my guest.
Yay.
She's going to also be kind of interviewing me at some points, asking me questions. And so we're going to be switching off, and we're going to hear her amazing story. She survived this really crazy, massive car accident. And she had a time where she was unconscious, and she encountered some really cool things, kind of like a heavenish afterlife, another dimension, whatever you want to call it. But we'll have her second half of the show really telling her story. We're going to be seeing some news footage of her accident. So what I'd like to start with is tell you about myself a little bit.
Yeah, let's learn more about the Street Angel.
I mean, you kind of need to know why I'm sitting here, wearing angel wings, and why I call myself the LA Street Angel or the Street Angel.
So let me interject for a second.
Let's do this.
Okay, let's do this. Congratulations. Thank you for having me on your first show, and congratulations
Likewise.
for your show. It's exciting to be here, Mandy. But let's start from the very beginning, as Julie Andrews would say.
Yes, let's do this.
Let's start by explaining why the Street Angel show and who is the Street Angel, and tell me about the story because it's very interesting.
Okay, so when I moved to Los Angeles for the very first time in my life, June 2012, on my second day living in LA, stepping foot on the soil, I got this really divine, strong, powerful, higher calling that I call it. It hit me like a sledgehammer that I had to go out with posters about kindness. That is initially how it hit me.
Did you ever have these experiences or enlightenments before, or was that the first time?
It was like an electric bolt, like a download. Like I realized, like this is what I have to do. It was almost like this purpose, this drive. Like I have to do this. This is almost like what I came here to do.
And this was your first encounter with spirituality. You didn't have anything previous to that.
Well, no, I mean I've had. It just really catapulted me into a new dimension of it. Like my interest in spirituality really increased, and we'll get a little bit more into that. But basically, I chose the idea to dress like an angel and wear wings came a little bit later with my thinking about this calling that hit me. I thought it would be great to be an angel because it's Los Angeles, city of angels, right? That's what it's called. And angels are really well known throughout history. In architecture, music, artwork, as messengers of peace, right? So kindness, peace, they go hand in hand. And so I bought some angel wings online and ordered some outfits, and I picked a day, August 2012, and I went out on a street corner in Los Angeles. Now, the other day I was meditating, and I got like 2 breaths into it, and I started having these downloads of when I first started this project, and I broke into tears because I was like, wow, I've come so far from when I first stepped foot, trembling like a leaf. I was freaking out that I was going out on a street corner. I had no friends yet. I didn't know anybody. I had no job. I didn't have a network, and I was doing this crazy angel thing on this corner in LA. I didn't know the kind of danger.
How did people react to your kindness, to your message?
In the beginning, there were a few negative Nancys, and my family went kind of crazy on me at first, like criticizing me. Like they were like, "What are you doing? You're gonna get yourself killed. We're so worried about you. We think you're gonna die." And I just kept at it. But 99% of the time, people had a really positive response. I'd get hugs and thumbs up and approval. Mainly people just asking me, "What are you doing?" Because I have all these various posters that I go out with. Really basic humanitarian messages. I try to make it as colorful and simple for people to understand as I can. As long as people can read basic English, I hope that they can get these messages. We're having a serious problem in this country with violence, well, around the world really, but bullying is really on the rise, especially online bullying. And so I try to just really make it, here's my newest bullying one, but as you can see, I took it to get laminated and they kind of destroyed it at the bottom. But
the message is still there.
Yeah, so I have all these different ones. I mix and match, and I go out to different events.
And it's basically a message of kindness and forgiveness. And are you trying to send out a message of what you think is missing in the world?
Be the change you want to see in the world, right? Like, like I said, this was a calling. Like, this was a divine directive. Like, you got to go do this, and I acted on it. And wherever it came from, I God or the universe or whatever, it felt like this was like one of my purposes, and I had no idea how it was gonna turn out. But I just, one foot in front of the other, one step at a time.
And look at where you are right now. It turned out to be a radio show.
And while we're on the topic, I would like to send a thank you to Michael Zenna, the CEO of T Radio V. Thank you for believing in me, for giving me this opportunity, this chance to bring more positivity to Hollywood, to California, to the world. I don't want to disappoint anybody. I hope to bring some awesomeness and inspiration, positivity. That's the purpose of this show, is to help others. Let me be very clear. The purpose of this entire thing that I'm doing is to help other people. And as me and getting the message out there in the Angel Project, and the people that I have interviewing, I want to help their life and have them share their story, their light, and inspire others with positivity, because I've chosen people very specifically for what they have to bring to the table. And Anna has an amazing story. She's an awesome person. She's so much fun to be around, and she's a great new friend. And
thank you.
And she actually asked me something really incredible the other day. She's like, "Why do you want to help other people?" It was something like, "Why do you want to help others?"
What is it about? Yeah, what is it about this that you have the urge of helping others?
And it kind of took me off guard when you asked me that, because like, I just feel like I'm supposed to. Like, this is what I came here to do. Like, I actually, when I was born and younger, I almost felt like I didn't fit in. Like, maybe I was from another place. And I just felt like, what are things so weird around here? Like, people are mean, and like people kill things like trophies, and it's just kind of weird. So like, I felt like this is what I'm supposed to do.
So since we're on the topic, is this a religious show? Is it going to be about religion, or
no?
Is it affiliated to any religion?
Well, first of all, I'd really love to bring forth what a downloaded definition I got in a meditation on what religion is. This is not going to be a religious show, but religion is a set of principles or beliefs for which there are many different variations for why we are here and the purpose of life. And so there's a lot of different kinds.
Wait. Can you repeat that? Just so it sinks in.
The purpose of religion, there's a set of beliefs of which there are many different kinds that try to explain why we're here and the purpose of life. And there's all these different kinds, and everybody's in these different, they think you're right and I'm wrong, and we're going to kill each other over these beliefs. But this is not going to be a religious show. I'm not pushing any religious agenda. I'm just exposing people to the various things that I was exposed to that I felt could really help other people in their journey, which helped me cope with life. Life can be difficult, so I just want to bring forth all this different information and interviewees that have amazing things to tell, and just really hope to inspire and enlighten the people that actually get to watch this show. And this will be worth your while to watch every episode. I encourage you, please tune in, watch the shows. You'll get a lot out of it. I hope it'll change your life for the better.
And I feel that not everything might resonate with everybody, but as long as there's a seed that's planted and the people can start waking up to these concepts and research more about it, it will help.
Exactly.
It will help.
And that's why I just hope to pique your curiosity. Maybe you'll start looking into some of these things. Grab a pen and paper and write down a quote. If you can take down one cool fact from this show, that would be awesome. Then you can remember it and be like, I got this from the Street Angel show. But also I want to thank Paris Dillon, Paris in LA, and Jen Raid. They were the ones who initially invited me to T Radio V Hollywood and interviewed me. So that's how I got exposed to the studio. And so just a quick thank you to them. And when we return pretty soon, I'm going to be going over the future topics of the show and further explain some other things about.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. That was heavy. Are you nervous?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
No, it went away.
Okay, good.
Oh, I gotta tell you. So somebody sent me these flowers to the show, and it says from a secret admirer. So I just would like to say, whoever that is, thank you for the absolutely beautiful flower display to congratulate my first show. I hopefully figure out who it is at some point.
And you'll have to let us know so that us watching or listening to it at home will be able to find out too.
If they want to
be
reveal
part of the
themselves.
gossip.
All right, so we shall. One thing I forgot to mention in the first segment is the mission of my Angel Project, which is separate, not separate, but related to the show of purpose. But the purpose of my Angel Project, as in me going out dressed like an angel with these posters, is also to get people reconnected again, to being nice and kind to each other, because I think that is the foundation for change in a positive way, to raise people's vibration. If people can just be nicer and kinder, that could be so much help.
People keep talking about world peace or changing the world, and they don't understand that to change the world, the first thing they need to change is change themselves and change their world. So just by making these few changes of being nice and forgiving and being compassionate and being living in a love frequency and love energy, that's what you need to do to change your world.
Exactly.
And by changing your world, it's a ripple effect. Other worlds get changed as well. So it's a beautiful message.
Yes, thank you.
No, thank you.
So, and I keep expanding. Like, it started with me on a street corner with posters, but I expanded into writing blogs. And I've written 2 books recently, or co-authored.
Ooh, is that what you have there?
Not yet.
Okay.
I forgot to bring one. But one is called Chocolate and Diamonds for the Woman's Soul, and the other one is Live Your Life, Discover Your Dreams, Live Your Purpose. And it's,
you had me sold at chocolate and diamonds, you know?
Yeah. I know. I explained some really cool stuff in there in the books, like how to manifest your dreams, ideas to reality for the second book. And then the Chocolate and Diamonds one, I explain ways that people can get through difficult days. We all have that, right? So I have been through a lot of difficult things in my life. And
so wait, you're saying that even angels suffer?
Oh, everybody pretty much suffers, I think. I don't think you can be in this earth dimension without a little suffering. You've got your body, you get pain, you get injuries. I'm like everybody else. I've got scars. I've had surgeries. I've been through a divorce. I've been date raped, drugged. I've had a lot of crazy things happen to me in my life that I've learned from. But you know what? Everything has brought me to this point, this moment here in the present. And I'm incredibly grateful for everything that I've experienced and had, and everything that I have in my life. I feel is a gift. And I'd just like to explain what I've done so far with the project, the blogging and making YouTube videos. I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/Mandelyn7. I wish it was a different URL, but whatever. So I've done charity drives. I do a lot of donation collections from various places or people, and then I gather them up and I will film them and take them to a charity. And the reason I do that is to try to get people to be inspired to do similar things. Because if people stop throwing their things in the garbage or just dumping it off at Goodwill, which sells things at a really high markup, but anyway, I don't want to get into that. But, inspire other people that they can also do these things. They're very easy. Help others. And when you give, you also receive back in your life. You have abundance. So, and I've registered things at the courthouse, the Street Angel, the LA Street Angel. I've registered those names. The 2 books that I came out with recently. And I've gone to a lot of events. A lot, like festivals, red carpet events, walking the streets and grocery stores, all kinds of things that I've got to go to, which has been a blessing. So
nice.
Yeah.
And okay, so you have all these books and props and whatnot.
Yes.
And I'm super curious to know what they are.
Well, I brought some things that I thought people could get a lot out of. If you're interested in really expanding your horizon, increasing your awareness, raising your vibration, with more help on your spiritual journey, your soul path in this life, in this body, this is stuff that I've brought for this show. And related to heaven, there's some really cool, like Heaven is for Real came out recently. It's about a little boy who had a heaven experience. It's really profound, really cool. Related to, very similar to your story. That's why I wanted to show it and recommend Heaven is for Real for people. And Proof of Heaven, a neurosurgeon had a brain, he was sick, meningitis, and he was like unconscious, like literally almost brain dead. And he had this really amazing heaven experience. So, good book to read, Proof of Heaven. And then this one I haven't finished reading. It's called Imagine Heaven. But it has a whole bunch of detailed stories about people who've had similar, like afterlife, near-death, heaven experiences that they've put into a collection. It's by John Burke. The Proof of Heaven is by Eben Alexander. So those books are really good to read. Now for your spiritual journey, things that can really help you with your life purpose, Finding Joe is a really awesome one. In fact, I almost had the director on this show, but he couldn't make it today. He was out of town. But Patrick Takaya Solomon, it's a great thing about finding your purpose and your hero's journey. Really inspiring movie. Peaceful Warrior has a really cool, it's like a movie, but it has all these awesome like messages laced into the plot. Really cool. It stars Amy Smart. I actually got to meet her, take a picture with her, talk to her. I was hoping to have her on the show, but she's really hard to get a hold of. I have approached a few celebrities to come on the show, but like it's actually tough to get a hold of celebrities. They probably
that's okay. You have me, so
yeah,
exactly.
There you go. You know, and you're awesome. So another good one is The Shift, by starring Dr. Wayne Dyer. He recently passed. God bless his soul. He was a great inspirational speaker and author, and has some awesome perspective on life as well. Similar, Peaceful Warrior kind of has some movies in there. And another one is I Am. And this one's written and directed by from the guy who made Bruce Almighty and Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, by Tom Shadyac. And I get to meet him this weekend on Sunday. I'm going to take a picture with him, talk to him about his film, I Am. And The Secret. This is how to manifest and attract things into your life. It's about the law of attraction, which we'll get more into my episode 3. So you better watch that one. It's really important.
So we have lots of homework, lots of reading, and lots of movies to watch.
Yes. And then last is Talking to Heaven. I do angel readings. If you need to have closure from someone who's died, this is an amazing deck for getting closure or mediumship. So
nice.
There's some tools for heaven and soul expansion. We'll be right back. T-Radio V, Straight Angel Show.
Teaser.
All right, welcome back to the Street Angel Show on T-Radio V Hollywood. So we are going to be talking to Anna Julia. How can people find your information? Let's start with that.
Okay, super simple. I'm on Twitter. It's Anna with one N only, Julia together, so it's ANAJULIA_A. I am also on Instagram, same username, AnnaJulia_A. And you can find my sketch comedy YouTube channel at youtube.com/AnnaJuliaTV. One N, always for Anna.
Yes, and her channel is really cool. I highly recommend you go check it out because she has some really funny stuff. I love the way she talks and does her little sketches. So,
yay, thank you.
But Anna has gone through a really crazy experience. She went through a major wreck. So we're about to see some really intense footage from her car accident that it was so bad it was featured on the Los Angeles news. So let's see some video and pictures of this accident.
Yep.
People are currently in the hospital after a very serious crash involving 4 other vehicles.
KTLA's Chris Burrows live at the scene with the latest. Chris. Just look at the sheer power of this crash right here. We're going to walk you through this right now. I want you to see that first vehicle, that white Passat, 19-year-old suspected drunk driver behind the wheel. Authorities say he comes through this intersection at a high rate of speed, hits that SUV, flips the SUV over. The power to flip over an SUV, that then slams into this approaching minivan here with a 20-year-old woman inside, and then all of this ends up impacting that car that you see on the far right as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4 cars in all. One person is in very serious condition, life-threatening condition. The others with very serious injuries, we're told. The driver of that Passat, the 19-year-old, suspected of DUI, being detained at the hospital.
The 19-year-old, there was some alcohol. We did a test on him, and he did
That's
have
pretty
a
intense.
preliminary.
Yeah.
So start from the beginning. Tell me what happened that night.
Okay, well, to start from the beginning, I need to start way from the beginning. Previous to the accident, I was depressed. I was going through depression, taking anti-anxiety medication, taking antidepressants. I wasn't happy with my life. I had everything going for me. Supportive family, loving boyfriend. I had everything going for me, but I wasn't happy. There was something missing. And that night, I was coming back with a friend from Subway. We went to get sandwiches. It was a Monday night, 11 p.m., and we were going through an intersection, and the drunk driver, the 19-year-old boy, hit the car, and the car flipped over a few times.
Fast?
He was going 75, and it was a 35-mile-per-hour zone.
That
so
is
yeah,
a hard hit.
it was a hard hit.
You didn't even see it coming.
We didn't even see it coming. I don't remember a thing. I remember talking to my friend, and then I remember waking up.
So just to be clear, her car was the one that was upside down
Yeah.
in that news footage. It was demolished, pretty much, like smashed, upside down.
It was upside down.
You're unconscious.
Unconscious, and while I was unconscious, I think that what happened to me is what dictated the rest of my life, or my life from that accident forward. My grandmother died 2 years ago at that time, and while I was unconscious, I was talking to my grandmother. She was sitting on a rocking chair, and I was sitting on her lap, and it wasn't a memory because I was this size. I was my age, you know. It wasn't a memory. It wasn't something that I was remembering. It was
Very
something
real.
It was something that was very real.
You
It
felt
felt
her.
real. I felt my grandmother, and she was sitting on a rocking chair. I was sitting on her lap. She was stroking my hair, and she was laughing and telling me not to worry because everything was going to be all right. And I wasn't even sure what she was talking about. I knew that
you didn't know you were
because I
in a
didn't know I
wreck.
was in a wreck.
Right.
But I knew everything was going to be all right. And after I noticed that I was talking to my grandmother and we were laughing together, I stopped and I asked her, "But wait, how are you doing?" Because she's the one who died, you know. And she looked at me and she said that she's doing really well, and to tell everybody else that she's doing really well, because death is just an illusion. The only thing that dies is our body, and our energies continue to live on, and our energy is the energy of love.
Right. That's amazing.
And when she said that, it all made sense to me, because it's true. Death is just an illusion. And at that time, I woke up, and it was the rescue team with a flashlight on my face. And when I woke up, they were surprised that I was awake. They started
That you
yelling
were
that I was alive.
Right.
There's one alive. There's one alive. At the same time, my friend started waking up as well. So two miracles. My friend and I survived the accident. And I asked them what had happened because I wasn't aware. And they were like, "Oh, you were in a minor car crash."
Minor.
Yeah, I think that they
Whatever.
didn't want. Yeah, right. I don't think they wanted to scare me. But
Right.
at that time,
Keep
I
you
didn't
calm.
even believe that I was in a car crash, because I wasn't sure what was reality, if this was reality or if my grandmother was reality.
Right. You were kind of caught.
I was kind of,
Between-
and I was, because my grandmother felt real. It felt like a parallel universe almost. And it felt as real as this felt. So I wasn't sure what universe I was in, or what, if I was here or if I was there, or what was real. Flash forward to me being in the hospital. I had 7 ribs broken, my pelvis, my lung collapse, concussions and whatnot. and the doctor told me it was going to take me about a year to recover and a year to get better.
Right.
And
that you might not walk.
Well, it was going to take a while for me to walk again, and I wasn't walk for 3 months. I didn't walk. My poor mom had to bathe me, had to help me pee.
Wow.
For 3 months, I was in a hospital bed.
That's an experience.
It was.
It changes your life.
It changed my life, and it also made me more humble in a way. Because once the doctor told me that it was going to take about a year for me to be able to do what I'm doing and to go back to my life, and my life is acting and doing comedy and whatnot, I was like, no, I'm not going to wait a whole year. I'm not going to waste a whole year of my life to get better. And that's when it hit me. I was wasting years of my life prior to the accident by being depressed. I was wasting years of my life by not taking control of my life. So why was I going to complain about this 1 year of recovery if I had been doing that all along?
Right.
And I think that ties in also with what my grandmother said about death is just an illusion, because all of a sudden I'm not scared of death anymore. And me not being scared of death has made me more alive.
That right. People spend so much time being afraid of death and dying, and they're dying, and like, you know, it's like, wait, what about appreciating the present moment? Like actually caring about what you're doing.
Exactly. And it's not even like I was aware that I was not living. I thought I was living, but at that point I was like, no, now is the time to live. I'm not going to wait anymore. I'm not going to wait to be happy. I'm not going to wait to live.
So you are grateful for each day.
Oh, yeah. I feel that I'm better post-accident than I was pre-accident, and now I live each day grateful.
Is it possible, one of the reasons maybe that you had survived and remembered all this is so you could share your story?
Possibly. I hope so. I hope this is helping other people.
Because when we come back from our commercial, we're going to really dive into what messages you feel can really, for your experience can help other people.
Yay,
inspire them
can't
to live their life to the fullest.
Can't wait to help, yeah.
Thank you. We'll be right back. T-Radio V Hollywood, the Street Angel Show. All right. Welcome back to the Street Angel Show on T-Radio V Hollywood. We just saw Anna's crazy car accident and pictures and heard her story. Another good movie to watch would be What Dreams May Come. They kind of talk an interesting view of heaven, starring Robin Williams. God rest his soul as well. He recently passed. And I want to add a quote from my own life to your story is, if I were to die today, I can honestly say at this point in my life, I'm proud of how far I've come, how much I've accomplished, like the things that I've seen, the events I've got to go to, the people I've got to meet, and the memories I've made. I'm very grateful. I have so much gratitude in my heart for everything. And just want to put that out there. So if you're watching this and you're like, you know what, there's so much more I still want to do with my life, well, start working on it. You know, seize the day, walk through opportunities that come through. And Anna can definitely vouch for that.
And I think that's the biggest message I got from my accident. Before, I was waiting for life to happen to me. And after my accident, I decided to take control of my life. You know, stop waiting. I'm an actress. Stop waiting for auditions to come in. Stop waiting for my agent. Stop waiting for me to book something.
You go find them now?
I go find them. I create my own work.
Right.
I make sure that I don't depend on others to be happy. I'm not going to wait to find a boyfriend to be happy. I'm not going to wait to get married to be happy. I'm not going to wait to lose weight to be happy. I'm going to love myself and be happy just because I am, you know, and I think that's the most important thing. Just be the person you always imagined you wanted to be, or build the industry you always wanted to work in.
Right.
Just
you can create things for yourself.
Exactly.
And also attract things into your life that add to your life. There's
and
all these different ways.
And it's all about choices. It's all about your perspective. It's all about the mood you're in right now says a lot about your choices. So I could have been negative because of that accident. I could have been bitter because of that accident. But I decided to use that as a wake-up call and to live my life to its fullest and do what makes me happy.
I do my best to live my life in the present, like the present day. I try to do my best to appreciate it and be grateful for whatever comes my way in the present day. Because I don't know what tomorrow holds.
Yeah.
I could die tomorrow. Anybody could, right? We could die at any age of anything. I mean, you got blasted in a car accident. Thank God you survived, but what if you didn't?
You never know when the end is coming, so just be present and appreciate and go after what you want. Stop waiting for life to happen. You happen to life.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell all of my actor friends.
Yeah.
That's what I tell all of the people in the industry. I'm like, you know what? Stop complaining. Stop complaining about your agent. Go ahead and write yourself a script and go and do it and produce it, because work begets work. Stop waiting for life to happen. Life is happening while you're waiting.
What about your spirituality? How much did it change in your interest since the accident?
I think that prior to the accident, I was already starting to surround myself with people that believed in spirituality and that lived their life in a spiritual way. And while I understood the concepts, it didn't make sense in my body. Post-accident, it makes sense. Post-accident, I understand what it means to live in the present. I understand what it means to be grateful. I understand what it means, the law of attraction. And it's not just, you know, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to think about something and hopefully it will fall into my lap. Because that's what I thought the law of attraction meant. Now I understand that, yes, you're going to think about it and but you're going to take positive steps towards it.
Right.
You're going to allow you're not going to allow life to happen to you. You're going to keep charging ahead in order to get what you want.
That's what I've been doing. I mean, that's why I'm sitting here today. I kept charging ahead. Like, even though I would get so down sometimes, and it does happen, and it's okay. You can have days where you're blasted in a wreck, or you're you're tired, or
we're all human. So
yeah, but just keep going forward, and you're never alone. You can also have angels that got your back.
Oh, and I do. I know that my grandmother's an angel, you know, and I think that's how spirituality, all of a sudden, I understood. It wasn't just a concept anymore. It was in my body. It was something I was going to incorporate to my life. And I think that the biggest thing I got from it was love. Loving myself, loving others,
and accepting yourself.
Accepting
so
myself.
Important. You have to accept yourself.
And just because I say I accept myself doesn't mean that there aren't things I don't want to change. I'm human. I'm flawed. I want to change. I'm not using I love myself as an excuse not to change. I'm saying I love myself, and I am going to love myself through the process of change.
Right. We're always changing.
We're always changing.
You know.
Yeah.
I have a quote to share on this topic. It's a spiritual quote. I think it's by Buddha. But if you're anxious, you're living in the future. If you're depressed, you're living in the past. If you're at peace, you're living in the present. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah. And
I think about this. When I catch myself feeling really anxious and crazy, like I was earlier today, I actually can have the awareness of it. Okay, I'm feeling like this. I can shift it. Shift your perspective, shift your attitude, shift your choice.
It's all about your choices. It's all about your choices. How you decide to feel or to deal with things, you know, because you could see the glass half empty, or you could see the glass half full, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right. You can see it. So it's just about your perspective. And as soon as you understand that it's about your perspective, life becomes so much easier. Trust me, it's so much easier, because you don't have to make everything as intense or as dramatic or as final as it is, because life is so short to give importance to things that, you know, aren't important.
Yeah. And with the glass thing, hey, be grateful you have a glass with liquid in it. Right?
Exactly.
So what would you say would be like most epic piece of advice you should give to people?
Love.
We got 2 minutes.
Love
each other, love themselves.
Love in every aspect. You know what? To quote David Bowie, the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. And that's true in every aspect.
Wonderful.
Loving yourself, loving others, loving.
Because I love you, I'm giving you a Street Angel t-shirt. It says The Messages, has my copyrighted logo on there that I designed myself. And a rainbow bracelet says be kind.
Aww.
It's for you.
Thank you. I'm going to wear it all the time.
If you want to contact me, here's all my contact information. Instagram, The Street Angel. TheStreetAngel.com, Facebook.com/Mandy.Reese, Twitter @LA Street Angel. And my future topics are going to include angels on Thursday, 1 p.m., the 14th, January 14th, meditation and exercise, love, dating, and relationship advice from both men and from women, 2 different shows before Valentine's Day, clairvoyance and healing, women's empowerment and courage building, how to use crystals and rocks to help your body, music artists with a mission of kindness and positivity for anti-bullying, positive impact projects, products that help the body, and hopefully twin flames if I can get to it.
Sounds interesting. I'll be tuning in.
Next show, the Street Angel Show, is Thursday at 1 p.m. Pacific Time, live on tradiov.com. Be sure to tune in. I hope you got something out of today's show. I hope you will watch all my shows and get wonderful awesomeness out of each one. Make sure you take notes and write down quotes. If you can get, a couple things out of each show, then that's a success to me. If I've helped you, then that's a success to me.
Yeah,
so
love people.
Come back. Thank you, Anna.
No problem.
Coming.
Don't forget to check my YouTube channel, youtube.com/AnnaJuliaTV. One
Yay.
N. Yay!
Thank you for watching. Come back and see us.
Yay! Thank you for having me.
Hey, geeks, wake up. We've got